This is Dr. Janet Piedilato with another two-card reading from the Mystical Dream Tarot. As we move through the waters of time, we come to a phase in our life when we need to move forward. So let's see what the Mystical Dream Tarot has in store for us for the week ahead. We have the Moon Chariot and we have the Six of Pentacles. And the Moon Chariot has upon it a basket. Seated within is an elder, and the child of tomorrow is pushing that elder along into the new day that opens the new week before us, perhaps as a message that we remember how difficult times were for our ancestors, who also suffered through their own pandemics and wars, their sorrows and their losses, but through perseverance, they moved ahead. And so we carry the wisdom, the courage, and the strength of the ancestors with us as we move through the phases of the moon that bring change and bring tomorrow. And then we see the Six of Pentacles. There we are, seated upon a tree stump. The waters, the waters of time are moving, and with us, tomorrow comes. And upon our lap, what do we see? We see a cat, which is capable of leaping, and a frog that also makes great leaps forward. A hint that this is the time for us to accept change and not to be complacent, not to just remain sitting on a stump, watching the waters of time move beyond us, but for us to leap forward into those waters to the new day. So as we see the moon chariot, we realize that the moon goes through many phases, from a full moon to a dark moon, from a sky with the brilliant globe of light to a sky with no light, with the moon hiding. And so we know that the different times of our life come, and yet there will always be movement. It's not stagnant. The moon goes through phases, and so does our life. And we remember that there's a time to sit and contemplate. There's a time to consider our options. There's a time then to get up and to move ahead and to make decisions. And now is that time. And this moon chariot, you see, carries the ancestor so that we might have the strength of the ancestors, the perseverance to move forward with courage into a new day. The moon crone is the ancestor, bringing the wisdom of the old to empower us with the new. And it lies in us knowing that it is time now to pick up our bags of what we have learned in the last several months, decide what we have to leave behind, and then accept the change that says to move forward with courage and fortitude. Yes. And we have the Six of Pentacles, and perhaps sitting on that stump, watching the river of time move by us, perhaps it was a period that we were quiet, that we did not move forward, that we were blocked in our creativity, and so we were stagnant. But now it's the time to get up from that stump, and like the cat that leaps, and the frog also that makes great strides forward, it's time for us now. The period of waiting is over. We must make a decision. Promotions, contracts, leases, new relationships, they all need to be confirmed now. The time of deliberation and patience were in the last few months, but now it's the time of action. So we must leap forward. Doing nothing by sitting on that place of inaction is not going to get us anywhere. So both of these cards today show us the moon chariot goes through its many phases. And if some of you are perhaps a little bit depressed and discouraged about how slow things are moving in your life, understand that as the chariot goes through its many phases, the full moon, through all of the different phases until it disappears, it always reappears with that bright, shining light. One phase will lead to another because within time, change is the only constant. So it's a time to feel good about ourselves. It's a time to move forward. It's a time to leap and to make those decisions. The future is waiting for us. And we now have had that time to sit back, to contemplate, to understand that there were some things in our life that perhaps we didn't want to leave behind, but that change necessitates it. And so we give thanks for all that we've had, but now is the time to get up from the stump and greet the new day with courage, with hope, persevering through everything that has happened, knowing that the many phases of the moon bring many phases of our life, and a good phase will be before us. Many blessings from the Mystical Dream Tarot. This is Dr. Janet Piedilato wishing you good health, stability, and a move forward.